How's it going, y'all? We're back with another one. This week, on this episode, we're tackling a character I've drawn a very long time ago and haven't revisited in some years. I'm talking 2019, 2020, back when I was working on my first book, when it was under a different name and all that stuff, when I was in my senior year undergrad. Well, actually junior year. That's when I first got the idea for the book. I had just got Cyberpunk 2077 and wanted to make my own cyberpunk type characters, but set on Mars. It's a whole lot that goes into it. Maybe further on down, when I do like more Draw With Me episodes, I can split those up with the stories behind this character, who, if you haven't been here before, her name is Saileena Fabian Farrow, or as some of her friends call her. You can call her Sci, or you can call her sci-fi. She was really my first OC, whenever I think about it. First OC that wasn't just some variation of me or whatever I was identifying as at the time. Even though I didn't get much into her story, because the book that I made for my senior thesis, it was only like 4 little short chapters. So she was only introduced in the 3rd and 4th one. Her and her companion, who you'll happen to meet next week. Think of her like a super space cop, if you will, because the story that she occupies is set in like not the too far future, but a couple hundred years down the line, where humans have found a way to colonize Mars, terraform it, but have all these enhancements and advancements in technology, no longer relying on fossil fuels, but more on energy of the universe, which they don't know yet, but it's essentially magic, mana, aether, whichever you prefer. Some basic facts about Saileena. She's 24 at the start of the story. She's 215 centimeters, 7 feet. Yeah, that's a big girl. 126 kilograms, or 277 pounds, my bad. Her skills, she's skilled in hand-to-hand combat, tactical awareness, farsight. With enhancements, she can see miles beyond what the normal person can. And she's a natural leader. Her personality type, she's an ENFP, a super extrovert, and she's part of the Foragian Guard, particularly one of the Enforcer classes. Her interests include music, old world movies, and manga. She's a Leo, and she's from Haitian descent. And she also speaks Spanish, Creole, English, and some other language I haven't yet to like narrow down, but it's just one of the ancient racist languages that I made up in my other story. A hierophant can have many meanings. It suggests that it's better for you to follow social structures which are established and have their own traditions. You might be involved in certain ceremonies, rituals, or other religious trappings, for instance. When it comes to tarot readings, this particular card is most commonly representative of institutions as well as their core values. This is a sign that shows that you need to conform to the already existing set of rules and situations which are fixed already. And when it comes to her character, this card can have many meanings, some of which I'll explore later on, in between telling her story and Celeste's story. Because a little bit of they're more connected than I'm willing to divulge for now. Like beyond appearance wise, have a certain connection. I remember telling one of my friends about this character when I was sketching him up, and the first thing she said was she looked tough, and then the next thing she said, when I told her to read the stats, she's like, she's too damn big. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that up on the screen right now. I can't help myself but to just draw big, tall women that could probably just beat me up. That probably says more about me as a person than it does as an artist, but oh well. Digital footprint be damned. Her overall design hasn't changed too much since our first iteration. Kept the same robotic limbs where they're needed, but still tall as hell, as you can see. And overall, just in keeping with my current style, the more cel-shaded look, simplified forms and shapes. Cause this is what she used to look like. My God, kill it now, burn it with fire. I still can't stand looking at my old art. I'm sorry y'all had to see that. Yeah, I'm just looking at how I used to draw them just makes you want to gag, like actually throw up. And I haven't thrown up in years, but anytime I look at old art, I just want to heave everything inside my stomach contents. I know they say it represents growth when you look at your old art and you realize, yeah, I can do better than this. This is child's play. But I can't help whenever I look at it. I'm much more happy with this result and how she's looking now. I might have also done the lazy thing. I'm gonna just call it a time saver. I got like a tattoo brush pack from an artist called Triple B Art. You see what I do with it in like a few minutes or however long. And I just didn't feel like drawing, let alone a butterfly, but the same one over and over again for her tattoos that more likely than not won't be shown outside of probably some casual wear. Because I also use it for the other character I'm redesigning later on. I've set out a goal for myself when it comes to Saileena and Rui, her partner. I want to not only finish that story I started years ago, but essentially rewrite it, rework it, and tell it how I want to do without the time constraints, or at least the pressure I was under my senior year. Basically going forward and making a novel I always wanted to make. Of course, I'll still be working on Seeds of the Butterfruit, but this is more like a full-on endeavor, because I've been taking a few trips to Barnes & Nobles, half-price books, local comic shops, all that, just up in my collection. There's a few books I picked up, like I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me, Persephone Station, and This Poison Heart, just to name a few. Like, they're all by authors, novelists, people like me around my age that started out just like I did or in similar circumstances, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too, especially with these type of characters in the story I want to tell. It's just a matter of me sticking to my routine and nailing that down. By the end of the year, I'm gonna have something to show for it, for all of this. At least that's what I'm holding myself to. At this stage in the drawing, after I had like her base covered, now it's just figure out what her uniform would be, or like she is part of like this, I don't want to say regime, but more like a sort of unit that goes around patrolling the city streets. I don't want to say a space cop because I've already said that before, but more like a freelancer. Let's leave it at that. And they wear these certain uniforms. So the Faragian Guard, they're all of different classes, even though they're like of the same collective group and are overseen by the government. They still operate on their own based on what city they occupy. So it was at this point I was just making up her new uniform because the old one was straight garbage to me. And overall, I liked how it turned out. So I'm going to be using the same one or the same sort of template for the other, I want to say, guardians within her unit. Rui, Saeed, all the other ones I have yet to introduce into the story. I think my next thing I'm going to do after this is just draw them in some casual clothes. Probably in my sketchbook, but most likely on my iPad. Just to see what they would look like on their day off. Sai and Rui, who you'll meet next week unless you're watching the shorts then. That's a preemptive introduction. I think that's all I have to say for now. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned to the end. And if you're not subscribed, please do. Tell your friends. Catch you in the next one. Peace. Stay rotten.